Hello and welcome back to Dinner Tonight. I'm Tom and I'm going to show you how I'm going to make one of the family favorites. It's Thai grilled chicken with a spicy dipping sauce. I've got my mise en place all set. The marinade for the chicken is the first thing that we got to do because it has to marinate for an hour at least. And this has fish sauce. I don't know if you've ever used fish sauce. It's very stinky. But it's used in a lot of traditional Asian cooking. Usually you can find it at your local grocery store these days. It's also got garlic, lots of peppercorns, and cilantro root is what it calls for. It's hard to find cilantro root, so I just use the stems of the cilantro. We're going to use the cilantro later. I also add a couple other things into this paste that I'm going to make. I'm going to add in a little bit of lemongrass. So lemongrass you can also find at most stores. Usually it's about this long, but I've cut this down and prepared it. I've peeled off all the hard outside. Okay, so the best way to prepare lemongrass is to just try to crush it with the side of your knife. Okay, and then you can just chop it really finely. And then this is actually going to go in the mortar and pestle, and so it'll get all broken down even more. Okay. All right. Got my trusty mortar and pestle. If you don't have a mortar and pestle, it's good to go out and find a really good one. So I've got a couple tablespoons of peppercorns there. You don't have to crush them all, but you just try to break up most of them, and it doesn't have to be real fine. And you don't want it so fine that it's like out of a pepper grinder either. Okay, so I've got this pretty well ground up. So now I'm going to put in my lemongrass, and then I'm going to put in some garlic. If you don't have a really good garlic press, good garlic press like this, I think this is like an OXO or a whatever, you don't have to peel the garlic, so you can just squeeze it in there. Comes out like that. Take your knife, scrape it off. Take out the skins. A few small ones. There. All right, and then it's you can use up, I don't know, in a bunch like this, you use up you know, a couple inches of it. Okay, and you just want to chop this pretty finely. Without cutting off your fingers. So one of the best things that happened this week was we finally got our dishwasher repaired. We were really afraid that the dishwasher wasn't going to get repaired before they closed down everything, and because we've been washing our own dishes by hand for the last 2 weeks anyway. So it's quite a bit of stuff in there, but you're just going to mash it around. Smells pretty good. Fresh cilantro and garlic, pepper. Okay, so I've got everything pretty well ground up in there. It's still pretty coarse, so I'm just going to put this in another bowl to mix it up a little bit. If you are one of those people who cannot do cilantro, you could probably get the same effect if you're just doing like a big bunch of like Italian parsley. So that works. And like I said, this recipe, I've added a little bit more stuff to it than what I usually do. Like it usually doesn't have lemongrass. And it usually doesn't call for sesame oil, but I like sesame oil in all of my Asian cooking. So I'm going to put about a tablespoon in there, that, and then a tablespoon of fish sauce. Again, this really stinks up the house for a couple minutes, but man, it is amazing. You can put it in lots of different things that aren't even Asian cooking that make them taste good. So, and I'm just going to stir this around a little bit. Okay. And so this is good for, the recipe says for about 3 pounds of chicken. I've got 10 pieces of skinless bone-in chicken thighs. Chicken thighs always make the best grilled chicken, I think. So you're just going to dump that in there. Seal it up. And get everything all mixed around in there. Massage it good. Make sure it all gets mixed around in there really nice. So this marinade is not very liquidy. It just coats everything. You don't have to wash it off at the end or anything. You can just throw it on the grill. All right. And let that sit there. It's supposed to marinate for at least an hour. If you're going to do it in an hour, you can just leave it out on the counter and let it come to room temperature. Because grilling meats at room temperature is always a lot faster than grilling things and you get that are cold just out of the fridge. Plus you get much more even cooking. So that's going to rest there for a little while. The next thing I'm going to show you how to make in this recipe is the dipping sauce. So the dipping sauce consists of half a cup of rice vinegar. Turn this on high. You're going to let this come to a boil. So we will just let that come to a boil. Okay, my rice vinegar is at a nice simmer. I've got a half cup of sugar here that goes in. Stir that in. You're gonna bring this back to a simmer here. Also adding another 2 tablespoons of fish sauce. I'm gonna put in 2 more cloves of garlic. I hope everybody's surviving the home quarantine. I've unfortunately had to go into work into the office a couple days this week. The kids have been home doing all their chores, doing schoolwork that they can do. Okay. So that's the garlic. Then you're going to add a teaspoon of crushed red pepper. This is what's going to give it its heat. Okay, and again, adjust this to your likeness. Things don't like things too spicy, add a little bit less. If you like it more spicy, add some more. If you like things garlicky, add more garlic. If you don't like it so garlicky. And then you're going to just give this a couple shakes of salt. Give it a little stir. And you can turn the heat up to medium-high. And we're just going to let that cook for about 5 minutes. Okay, so our chicken has been marinating for a few hours. It's at room temperature. I've got the grill all heated up and ready to go. Let me just turn it down a little bit. And we are just going to grill the chicken like you would grill any other chicken. Want to take a look in there? That's what it looks like. Okay, you're not going to clean any of the marinade off. And just lay the chicken on the grill. Got 10 pieces here, so we've got lots of leftovers. Everybody loves it, except for Elise. She's okay with it, but it's not her favorite for whatever reason. So there we go. We're going to cook this. It takes about 20 minutes. I've got the rice on, and when the chicken's done and the rice is done, we'll come back. Okay, so here we are. Everything is all done. As you can see, the chicken is nicely grilled until the juices are running clear. The rice is all done. If you don't use a rice cooker, it's really the best way to cook rice. You just set it and forget it. I put a little bit of sesame oil in this as well, along with some chicken stock too. It just makes it taste a little better. And now I'm just going to throw in some cilantro that I chopped up already and the juice of a lime. And you just stir that all around. Oh, that's starting to smell really nice. Again, if you don't like cilantro, you might throw basil in here. Since this is Thai food, you could get some Thai basil and put it in here. That would still be pretty nice. And then for the chicken, it's supposed to be a dipping sauce, but what I usually do is I just throw it all over the chicken, and then everybody just sort of dips their chicken into the pan. So I've just rewarmed this up. Just gonna pour this on top of the chicken. And I checked it out. It's not too terribly spicy. Here. All right, so that is Thai grilled chicken with spicy dipping sauce and cilantro lime rice. I'm also going to serve it up with just some steamed broccoli. So I will put the link to the menu or to the recipe. This comes from Food 52. If you've not ever found Food 52 in your recipe searching, I really highly recommend it. And if you really like this video, don't forget to subscribe and tell your friends all about it.